No, is Councilman Cesar supposed to press a button?
It's on.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Stop pressuring me, Dale.
Just want to make sure you look good.
Go ahead, Karen.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the July 10th, 2023 Public Council meeting. Can I have roll call, please?
Councilman Messeri, absent. Councilwoman Miga? Here. Councilman Zazali?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Scabbage?
Here.
Mayor Peterson?
Here. Adequate notice of this meeting was duly provided to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and the Star Ledger by an email and published in an annual schedule of meetings December 22nd, 2022, filed with the Township Clerk and posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building lobby in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Can we please stand for the flag salute?
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item 2, approval of minutes. A, to consider approval of minutes of the staff meeting June 12th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
I can't second that, I wasn't at that meeting.
Okay.
I don't know,
He wasn't there, yeah. he
Oh,
wasn't there.
so then we
So
don't
could
have,
just postpone it to the.
okay, so we're going to have to pull A and B to the next meeting because we don't have enough votes for people who are here. Okay?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
All right. Item 3, the meeting is open to residents of the township wishing to be heard on any item on the agenda. Seeing none, I will close that. And we're moving on to number 4, reports of township officials. I will start with the township manager. Good evening, Mr. Zakelli.
Good evening, Mayor. I do have a few items to report on. We start by talking about our debt restructuring that we just completed. Over the past month, myself, John Drakowitz from Gibbons, who's our bond counsel, and Andrew Kaczynski from Mizavacci, who's our auditor, we worked diligently to restructure our debt. Previously, 98% of Cedar Grove's debt was structured in what is called note financing. Note financing, short-term, annual, one-year financing that must be paid off within 10 years before state statute requires it convert to long-term financing. Traditionally, interest rates were always lower on note financing than on bond financing. However, recently, interest rates on note financing were actually higher than interest on bond financing. In May, the auditor and bond counsel, we all had a discussion. We began looking at the life of the assets being financed and sought to match the type of financing with the life of the asset. Our intention was to have the assets with a shorter life term be financed through notes and longer term assets be financed through bonds. The longest life term of an asset exists in real property, and the township had $13,742,000 in debt for real property combined from 4 ordinances. One was the Newark Watershed property purchased a few years ago. 2 was the VFW property purchased most recently. 3 was the property at the corner of Fairview Avenue and Route 23. And 4 is the upcoming purchase, demolition, and reconstruction of the North End Firehouse. The VFW property and Fairview Avenue were recently structured in last year's note financing, which in this past budget year, the municipality estimated interest rates to be at roughly 5%. As explained during our budget introduction, in fiscal year 22, interest on notes was $229,263, and this year, for fiscal year 23, we estimated spending $765,040 in interest on our notes, which is 3 times as much due to the current high interest rate for short-term financing. Myself, John, and Andrew decided to take this $13.7 million and recast it into bond financing to take advantage of the lower interest rates while maintaining our mantra of paying down our debt fast. Because these approximately 40-year useful life assets under the state statute had long-term bond financing, it just made sense to put it under bonds as opposed to notes. The remainder of our debt, which is roughly $9.5 million, will remain in note financing with shorter useful life. This is various capital improvements the municipality has embarked on recently. Most importantly, throughout this process, I went to Standard & Poor's rating company to obtain a credit rating before we decided to cast our new debt. This required the preparation of an official statement and an appendix. Usually these documents are prepared by financial advisors. However, we were able to do it in-house with bond counsel, Andrew, the auditor, and myself, saving the township a lot of money, and we turned it around in record time. The rating agency required this document, and after participating in a call, very pleased to share that Cedar Grove's credit rating was upgraded from AA with a positive outlook to AA+. This is a massive win for the township, and it allows us to borrow at a lower interest rate. And this was realized 2 weeks ago when, during the bond sale, the township was able to lock in bond rates at an effective interest rate of 3.26% for 15 years, and one-year note rates at 3.65%, far less than the 5% we budgeted for. On that day, there were 4 other bond sales. That was the lowest interest rate that was sold on that transaction throughout the state. And this combination of bonds and notes creates a more balanced debt portfolio for the township that allows us to better navigate our finances going forward and the fluctuating bond market. Because a lot of this work was done through our bond counsel and auditors, the township professionals, we were all on the same page from the beginning in this restructuring's inception. And this is very positive news that I'm pleased to share with the governing body tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Zacchelli. This is a huge, huge success for Mr. Zacchelli, for the town, for everything. I've actually prepared a little comment because I didn't want to forget anything. I put a lot of thought into this because I do understand the gravity of the work that was done here. Joe has completed a complex and favorably priced refinancing of the township's debt. This was done at a very difficult time in the capital markets. The $13 million bond takes refinancing risk off the table for 15 years, while the terms of the bond allow us to refinance again in the future if rates are lower. Importantly, Joe led discussions with S&P Global Ratings. These discussions led to an upgrade from the leading rating agency to a AA+, the second highest level possible, and the same rating that is assigned to the United States. S&P analysts cited our township's budget discipline and our healthy general fund balance as rationales for the upgrade. It's unbelievable what you have done, and once again, we are so lucky to have you. So thanks for doing this, working with your team and getting it done. It's a huge win for the town.
I also have a few updates regarding the tragedy that occurred this past Saturday at Devil's Hole. As the public's aware, 16-year-old male tragically drowned at Devil's Hole this past weekend. Our first responders were there, and as usual, they were excellent. This morning, over the weekend, I reached out to our engineering staff and scheduled a meeting for 8 o'clock this morning at Devil's Hole to talk about true long-term solutions here that focus on preventing access in the water, fencing and signage that exist. We're going to add more signage. We're going to look at fencing options as well, but our true focus is really addressing the danger that's in the water. Our police department has continued to patrol. They will continue to patrol, and anyone caught trespassing there will be prosecuted under the law. I also have 2 items for executive session, 1 contract negotiation, and 1 personnel.
Okay. That it?
That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Zacchelli. Moving on, Madam Clerk. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I have nothing to report this evening.
Okay. Township Attorney, good evening. Ms.
Good
Nabby.
evening, Mayor, members of council. If you may recall, we went into executive session at some point to discuss pending litigation involving 3 skilled nursing home facility cases within the municipality. It pleases me to advise you that those cases have settled very favorably to the township, and I'm looking for authority and approval from the governing body to actually settle the litigation, enter into stipulations of settlement. If you approve these settlements tonight, what I will then do is submit a resolution with a privileged and confidential document. I actually have them with me this evening. I'm not distributing them. Basically identifying what the settlements involve with regard to each one of these cases. I can give you a quick overview right now if you would like.
Sure.
Okay. So there were 3 cases that we settled. One of them is Canterbury at Cedar Grove. As you know, we tried this case, and there was a decision that was rendered not favorable to the municipality. We were able to negotiate with the assistance of your appraiser, who's absolutely wonderful, Mark Hendricks. We were able to negotiate a very favorable settlement. And this settlement would involve a withdrawal of the appeal filed for tax year 2016. The refund for all of the years in question, and those will be tax years 16, 17, 18, 19, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So quite a number of years have been stacked up. The total refund would be $250,316.80. The demand that was made by the plaintiff's attorney was much higher. It would have resulted in an additional $92,000, but we were able to get them down to this number that I just mentioned.
Good.
The other matter is Pompton Associates. The address is 25 East Lindsley, also affectionately known as Arbor Glen. So we were also able to negotiate a settlement on this matter. Again, the taxpayers withdrawing one of the years under appeal, which represents a savings to the township. The refund here is $98,863.38, of which $24,715 they are willing to take in credits, so that the municipality doesn't have to come out of pocket. Their demand would have resulted, if they were successful, in a refund of about $159,962. So again, great settlement, in my opinion. The next one is Health Resources, which is 536 Ridge Road. We also refer to this case as Waterview. In this case, let me just see. Okay. So in this matter, the total refund is $59,247.85. And again, the plaintiff's demand was much higher. It was $99,788 refund.
Wow.
So
Good.
for those reasons, and given the uncertainty of going to trial, in addition thereto, you and the municipality would save costs associated with the preparation of appraisal reports, time spent for prepping for trial, briefing, and so forth. So I do recommend the settlement.
Okay, good. No one objects?
No.
No, that's fine.
So
And prepare a resolution for the
Yeah,
August
I'll
meeting.
prepare a
Yeah.
resolution. Actually, they've already been prepared. I have the materials, and I will have them distributed.
Perfect.
And then for the next meeting.
Great, thank you. That's good. Okay, moving on to reports of the council. I'll start, Councilman Zazali. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. I have nothing to
No report, okay. Councilwoman Mega.
Councilwoman Mega always has something to say. Hello to everybody here and watching at home. I would like to congratulate all of our 2023 graduates. I hope you all enjoyed your graduations, your clap outs, and I wish you success in your next journey. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. The Cedar Grove fireworks were fabulous and well attended. I would like to say thank you to all that helped with this event. Marisa Landolfi, Cedar Grove Rec Director, and the Cedar Grove Rec Department, Cedar Grove Police, Cedar Grove Fire, Cedar Grove Ambulance, the High School Black and Gold Club, who ran the concession stand, and many others who I'm sure I did not name. Working as a team brings us such nice events, and it was a very nice community, even got it in without the rain. I also did have the opportunity to attend a swim meet at the Cedar Grove Pool. Now, I haven't been to a swim meet in maybe a few years. And I was most impressed with the way that the swimmers swam and the amount of support that was there on a Friday morning to support our swimmers. The pool and the pool grounds look wonderful, and in addition to the swim meet, a yoga class was going on at the facility, and it was in full swing. And finally, I went to Morgan's Farm over the weekend to introduce myself to A.J. Ballinger, who was the local artist who had some beautiful photography on display. The farm also had some items for sale that were grown right at the farm. I bought some stuff I was supposed to make. I didn't cook it. And
You should bring it.
I was supposed to cook on Sunday. I didn't. And I look for more farm stand days as the crops grow, and they,
They're
farmer carry
growing.
over there,
They're growing.
right? And I want to let everybody know that there is a softball tournament coming here to Cedar Grove on August 5th with a rain date of August 6th.
Oh.
The fields will be in full swing, and I invite everybody to attend.
Great.
All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Deputy Mayor?
Hi, good evening, Mayor
Good evening.
and council. I just wanted to echo what Councilwoman Miga said about the fireworks. They were really, really nice. Just being there with two of my kids, it's tough to impress a 14-year-old. He was like, "Those were really cool, Mom." So, really kudos to everyone that Councilwoman Miga mentioned. I know it's no small feat to pull that off, so job well done there. And just, I wanted to just echo something that Mr. Zakelli just said about the meeting that happened at 8 o'clock this morning, and commend you for your quick action. You know, we're all devastated by what happened at Devil's Hole, and your swift action to put a plan into place and to start that process. It's not easy, right? So that's not an easy thing to deal with. There's a lot of different agencies involved, a lot of different groups. And I really appreciate, and I think I can speak on behalf of the township, that we all appreciate you really jumping on that and trying to figure out a solution to keep folks out of there, because it's an unspeakable tragedy yet again. So thank you for having that meeting this morning, having it so quickly. I think it not only sends a great message, but you're not just a message guy, right? You're going to follow through.
We're gonna fix this.
You're going to fix it. So thank you for that. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I just will also remark on the Devil's Hole tragedy that occurred. You know, this is something that's been going on for many, many years before I was even on this council, and I've been here on the council for 6 years. In my first, 2018, we were able to pass an ordinance for no swimming. Being it's Green Acres, that's the only thing that we could do to preclude people from going into the water. I live right there. I'm on the trail every day with my dog. The cops are there all the time. They are constantly there. So, you know, it's an unspeakable tragedy. It's devastating. I send heartfelt condolences to the family. I want to thank our fire department, our rescue squad, our police. They were put in danger because it's dangerous terrain to go down there and do what they had to do. So I thank them for always jumping in and doing what they do. And I know that we will come to some sort of resolution or continue to work on it, and I cannot express enough for people to please not go there. It is not safe. And that is all I will say about that. And we will move on. Thank you all for your reports. Number 5 is new business. A is to consider introduction of pending ordinance number 23-915, ordinance authorizing the purchase of the North End Firehouse property located at 170 East Lindsley Road. Motion.
Mayor, I move for introduction of pending ordinance number 23-915 to be published in full in the Verona Cedar Grove Times as a pending ordinance with a public hearing scheduled for August 7th, 2023.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion briefly, Mayor.
Yep.
Thank you. This is pursuant to the local buildings and ground law. Municipality must pass an ordinance before we purchase real property. We are scheduling to close next week, council?
The 20th, I believe?
Right, we're gonna close on the property. The August meeting, I plan on awarding the contract to the contractor to start demolition. They have a 1-year timeline to complete the entire project, and I promise it will be done in 1 year.
Wow.
So I'm hoping by this time next year, we're scheduling a ribbon cutting instead of a, bond ordinance to purchase. So this is a good step, and I know the members are excited, and we're excited to see what's gonna happen here.
That's great. It is exciting. Thank you so much. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes?
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Skabbage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item B, to consider introduction of pending ordinance number 23-916, ordinance amending Chapter 55 of the Code of the Township of Cedar Grove entitled Police Department.
I make a motion for introduction of pending ordinance 23-916 to be published in full in the Verona Cedar Grove Times as a pending ordinance with public hearing scheduled for August 7th, 2023.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? No? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Skabbage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item C, to consider resolution concerning the electronic tax sale. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item D is to consider resolution concerning the electric tax sale fee. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item E is to consider resolution approval of on-premise 50/50 raffle application Alpine Learning. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item 6 is approval of bills.
Be resolved by the Township of Cedar Grove, County of Essex, New Jersey, that the summary of bills having been duly audited and found to be correct are hereby ordered paid in their aggregated amount of $3,583,330.01.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item 7 is contracts and agreements. A is to consider resolution concerning award of contract for municipal engineering services to Suburban Consultant Engineers.
Eric, can I discuss this briefly?
Yes.
So the municipality for the past 2 months has been using a consulting engineer to fill the needs for the municipal engineering services. It's been widely successful. Suburban has a very talented firm, very good reputation. We went through a professional service RFP to award this to the engineer that we felt was best suited for Cedar Grove's needs, and Suburban did a fantastic job throughout their short stint here, and this is going to continue for the next 3 years.
Great. Yeah, I know. It's been very successful, so that worked out well. Thank you. Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes. Item B, to consider resolution concerning award of contract for emergency medical service to Montclair Ambulance Unit.
Mayor, if I may, this is one the township worked really hard on, and the public's going to see, the township's going to release a joint press release with Montclair Ambulance Unit and Cedar Grove Ambulance and Rescue Squad shortly. This contract is for the daytime coverage of emergency medical calls in the township from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Volunteer service has been changing over the years, and Cedar Grove is no exception to that. Our rescue squad, for 89 years, I think they've been serving.
Yeah.
They will, one of our priorities was to continue preserving their rich history and do it in a way that we could do it as a partnership, and we did competitive contracting on this back in I want to say February or so, and we prepared a report, and Montclair Ambulance Unit will be taking care of the daytime 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. calls, and the Cedar Grove Ambulance and Rescue Squad will be the primary responding entity from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's a nice cohesive relationship. We all met last week here. Everyone's getting to work together. And it's a very exciting opportunity for this true three-way partnership to unfold.
Yeah. Thank you. I know how much work this has been, a long time coming. We've been struggling, the rescue squad's been struggling with membership. So this is, and this is 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, 6 A to 6 P, and then Cedar Grove volunteers will be 6 PM to 6 AM.
Correct.
So, yep, this is great, a long time coming. So thank you for getting that done. I look forward to the partnership. Can I have roll call, please?
Need a motion
Did I have
first?
a, sorry, can I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, I know who said it. Well, I know who said it.
Second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Miga,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes, and now the meeting is open to residents of the township wishing to be heard on any item on or off the agenda concerning township business. Oh, Steve, come on up. It wouldn't be a meeting without having you, Steve. Nice to see you.
Stephen Young, 18 Young Avenue. I remember my address.
Look at that.
First, I'd like to thank the Board of Education for their continued support of that program to allow special ed students to come to Morgan's Farm. I myself and all the other volunteers get a lot of personal gratification of working with these students. And then I'd like to thank the council for the community garden. It's working out well. And I also want to thank the volunteers who work there. I'm there twice a day. Myself, Amy Ryben, Gary Gray, and Joe Carter. We're there working alongside the town residents. And also, I want to thank the Department of Public Works. They're doing a great job going down there and just keeping it clean. It's another beautiful open space. I can see the foresight that it's going to be another beautiful space for the township of residents to enjoy. I'm already seeing a lot of people coming just down there and walking around. I can foresee picnic tables and benches down there for people to really enjoy that. And I thank the council for your foresight for that, to keeping more open space here. That's it?
Yeah, well, Steve, before you go, I just want to say, obviously I've been down there a lot, and I see what you guys have done, particularly with the students. I mean, you're giving your time. I see, I've talked to Gary a lot about it, and he knows, you guys know every single student, what their strong point is, what their weakness is. They work with them. It is absolutely the most beautiful thing to watch. I've been there when the students were there.
Yeah.
I talked to the counselors. It is a wonderful partnership for everybody involved.
Right.
For the students and for you guys. I know you're getting a lot of gratification out of it. And what you do down there at the farm, the time that you spent, Gary sends me text messages every morning at 6 o'clock, morning farm report. I get all the pictures. I know what's going on down there. And I believe that this is what the intention of Courtney Morgan leaving that farm, this was the intention for the capacity for which it's being used right now. It's amazing. It's been a beautiful thing to watch. Watching all of everything grow so much now, minus the only thing is, of course, our little varmint friends. We don't like them very
Well,
much.
that's the
But
next
it's part
statement
of
I'm going
it.
to make.
Go ahead.
We have, so everybody listening and watching, we have a heart traps down there. I personally
I know the story.
have taken 2 four-legged furry friends who are now residing in Lincoln Park and Montville, and I said, I don't ever want to see you guys back in Cedar Grove.
And you fed them, what, Wendy's? What did
I
you
took
stop
one
and
to
give them?
Wendy's,
Oh, my God.
and I was talking to through the drive-in window, and I thought the person at the drive-in window was going to send somebody out with a white net to capture me. But he did enjoy his junior cheeseburger.
Yes, you fed him and dropped him off in Montville. So
Yeah,
thank you.
he's in Montville.
He's the one in Montville, yes. So,
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, nothing else? Okay, so we will go into executive. So I don't need a motion do I need a motion for
Yeah,
executive?
You read the resolution?
No, I know, I have it here, but I don't need a motion, I just
What's
read
the
it.
exception that we're going in
We're
under?
going in under,
Contract negotiation and
And
personnel.
personnel.
Okay.
So, okay, whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting of the mayor and council in certain circumstances, and whereas the mayor and council of the Township of Cedar Grove are of the opinion that such circumstances exist. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Township of Cedar Grove of Essex, State of New Jersey, that, 1, the public shall be excluded from discussion of any action of the executive session of the meeting of the mayor and council of July 10th, 2023, and the general nature of the subject matters to be discussed are contract negotiation and personnel. It is anticipated at this time that the above-stated subject matter will be made public as soon thereafter as it is deemed in the public interest to do so. This resolution shall take effect immediately. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes. Councilwoman Miga?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Scavage?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes. Thank you guys for coming.